Welcome to this quick demonstration of the Responsible Business Conduct Test. First of all, what do we mean when we say responsible business conduct? You might have heard of terms such as corporate social responsibility, sustainable business, corporate citizenship, ethical company. We use the term responsible business conduct because it emphasizes the fact that being a company that makes a positive impact on the world is a process, and it requires a commitment to operate more responsibly over the long term. And it's important to mention that responsible business conduct, as well as this test, are based on the assumption that if a company wants to do good, for that commitment to be sustainable over the long term, doing good has to be connected to doing well as a company. So the test tells you two things. First of all, it tells you what your company is already doing that is contributing to a positive impact both externally as well as internally. And it tells you what you can do to make sure that doing good is always connected to doing well. So let's take a closer look at the test. Since I already have a test code, I'm going to go ahead and enter it here to access the test. As you can see, you can take some time to familiarize yourself with the test structure before you get to the actual questions. The test is divided into 3 sections that assess your company's economic, environmental, and social impact. The economic section refers to your company's activities that are related to ethics, transparency, inclusive economic growth, and similar topics. The environmental section looks at your company's impact on the planet's natural resources. For example, it asks you about your approach towards energy use, waste reduction, your impact on biodiversity, and similar topics. Finally, the third section explores people-centered topics, such as your approach to promoting sustainable consumption, improving your employees' welfare, and strengthening human rights. So let's look at an example. The first topic in the economic section is about transparency and accountability. And the first statement reads, making information important to your stakeholders public. Now, if this statement were inapplicable to your company, you would select 0. If you selected 1, it would mean that your company only does what is required by the law. In this specific instance, that would mean that you only reveal the information to your stakeholders that is mandated by the law, not more. Score of 2 would mean that you only make information that's important to your stakeholders public in a sporadic way. So you might reveal more than required by the law, but you only do so on an ad hoc basis. Selecting a 3 means that your information disclosures remain sporadic, but are linked to consumer behavior. For example, you reveal some information, but only when consumers demand, or only about certain products and services in your portfolio, but not all of them. A score of 4 would mean that disclosing information about your company's operations, so not just your products and services, to your stakeholders is a daily practice in the form of reports, meetings, regular campaigns, and other actions. Score of 5 differs from the score of 4 in one important way. In addition to doing it daily, you have also publicly committed to uphold a certain standard of transparency, and you have goals and key performance indicators related to the implementation of this commitment. Selecting a 6 would imply that not only have you made a formal commitment to make important information public, but you've also begun to innovate your own products and services to help others reach a higher level of information disclosure. If you select a 7, it means that you have made a formal commitment to make important information public, and you have started building industry-wide or other partnerships to advance the adoption of the same commitment by other companies. These answer categories remain the same throughout the test, so once you've understood how it works and practiced answering a few questions, you should be able to complete the test in 45 minutes or less, despite the high number of questions. Remember, at no point are you required to submit any documents, so feel free to just make your best guess when answering these questions. Once you've answered all the questions, you will be asked to select your industry. This will generate a personalized report that is based on global benchmarks and research assessing each industry's performance. So the report gives you more in-depth knowledge about responsible business conduct, talks about the benefits to businesses engaging in responsible business conduct. And of course, it gives you your own responsible business profile that is based on industry benchmarks and tells you exactly what you need to focus on if you want to strengthen your impact. As you go through the report, you will get information about where you should improve your performance, whether where you're putting your resources now is contributing to your own long term success, what you can do to strengthen your impact, and finally, what global language you can use to communicate your current efforts for maximum impact. All of this is followed by specific recommendations for action, as well as more educational background information. Thanks for watching this video. And if you'd like to know more, feel free to visit our website at impactguide.net or contact us by email at info@impactguide.net.